me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you are completely exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically, but you just can't stop? Like even when you're off the clock, your brain is still going 100 miles an hour. You feel guilty for resting. You feel like if you stop, something will most definitely fall apart. But here's what I've come to learn. Not just from my own journey, but from coaching other leaders and spending time with high performers. Rest isn't a reward, it's a leadership strategy. Hi, I'm Marina Papa, founder of the AP Method. I'm a transformational coach and mindset mentor, and I help high performers break free of limiting beliefs, heal emotional blocks, and rewire their mindset so they can finally step into their full potential without burning out to get there. And today I want to have a real conversation with you about something that most high achievers don't realize until it's too late. You can't lead your business or your life when you're exhausted, scattered, and stuck in survival mode. So let's talk about it. Now, you've probably built your success on drive, discipline, hard work. You push through, you stay late, you handle more, you carry it all. But the very thing that got you here can't take you where you want to go next. What I see over and over, especially in my field of dentistry, and I'm around a lot of dentists, CEOs, and high-level professionals, is that people are stuck in this mindset of, once I just get through this week, I'll rest. Once I just get this one thing done, I'll rest. Once this is perfect, I'll rest. Once I hit that target, I will rest. But that moment never comes, because when you're wired for performance, your brain has learned to feel unsafe in stillness. Even when you finally get time off, and maybe you have a week away, maybe you have an empty afternoon, your nervous system is on high alert. So you feel anxious, you feel guilty, you feel like you should be doing something. Now that's not laziness, that's programming. And if you don't interrupt it, it will burn you out from the inside out. Now let's talk about why rest is strategic and not optional. Now this isn't about laziness or switching off completely or just going off on holiday and not thinking about anything else. This is about sustainable long-term performance, the kind of leadership that creates real results without costing you your mental health and your entire business. Here's what you need to know. When you're exhausted, your decision-making gets worse. You literally lose the ability to process nuance, to think clearly, and make confident calls. Your emotional regulation just drops. That's when you start reacting instead of leading. You snap at your team, you avoid difficult conversations, and you start to spiral. Now, your ability to inspire others, to create a healthy culture around you, drops with this. Because your people don't learn from what you say. They learn from your energy. They respect people that lead with calm, with I've got it all together energy. And if you're always on the edge, rushing, pushing, overloading yourself, guess what? They will too. And they will actually lose a little respect for you as well. And that's not leadership. That's dysfunction dressed up as ambition. Now, real leadership, the kind that scales a business, that holds emotional space, that creates a legacy, that comes from clarity, calm, vision, and none of that is available when your brain is in burnout. And here's where we turn this into action. These are the exact tools I use and teach my clients so you can actually recover, lead, and perform at a higher level. Now, I run a much more detailed masterclass on this, but today we're going to go through these exercises. Number 1, micro rest throughout the day. Stop waiting for a week off. The magic is actually in the everyday, and you need to build rest into your days in small and smart ways. Every 90 minutes, take 5 to 10 minutes to rest your mind, to reset your mind. So step away, close your eyes, breathe, walk, stretch, make a cup of coffee, do a little workout, whatever you need to do. Now, this boosts clarity and focus more than any coffee ever will. And it keeps your nervous system from tipping into overdrive. Number 2, schedule rest like you schedule revenue. Now, don't fit in rest. Book it like a meeting. I did this in my diary. I have green appointments, and these green appointments are always the ones that would make me the money. So I would always class my demo appointments in my sales manager career. I would do the demo appointments, which would always mean I'm selling, in green. Now, when I realized the importance of my own self-care and these sort of rituals throughout my day, I started to block out times in green in my book for the things that I needed to keep me good, to keep me on top of things, to keep me really resilient and calm and able to make good decisions. And I'll tell you now, this changed my life, but I made those spaces as business. They were good business decisions. So everybody will have their own version of this, but every week, block out a 2-hour recovery window. No phone, no tasks, no productivity. Once a month, book a full reset day. No calls, no screens, just you. Thinking clearly, reflecting, planning. And this is where your best ideas will drop in, when your brain finally has space. Number 3, create a recovery ritual. Before bed, give yourself a cutoff point. No more responding to team messages at 10 p.m. You're not a machine. Now, I actually stop at 8 p.m. and then I have my complete wind down for the rest of the evening. Read something soothing, take a bath, do a brain dump. You'll sleep better, and the next day you'll show up more focused, more present, and more powerful because you rested and you've also given back to yourself. Number 4, let your team see you model this. If you're a leader, you have to model rest. If your team never sees you switch off, they'll burn out trying to match you. If you want to build a culture of healthy ambition, not one that kind of runs on stress and performance anxiety, then you've got to do this. And the key thing is here, if you have a team that are also feeling really empowered, really good in themselves, you're going to have better performance for your business. And it's actually going to have a really positive impact on your return. And what's really interesting that I've learned in my own journey, that this kind of mindset is really long-term vision. And you can do this when you really know what you want at the end. And if you want less staff turnover, if you want a happy business, if you want a place that people will come back to again and again because they just feel the energy, they feel that everybody's happy, they feel that everybody's passionate in the business, they're well looked after. Even customers can tell when they feel this sort of energy in a business. So it's kind of like a long-term investment in your practice and your team, and it really does pay off. And I've seen this so many times. When I walk into a business that has this sort of mindset, their energy is just different, and I cannot explain this enough in words. When the owner is welcoming, when they're understanding, when they're patient, when they're considerate, when they've got good energy, and when every staff member is happy to be there and they're not overwhelmed and burnt out and running around sort of miserable and saying how overwhelmed they are, that environment will make especially if you're in a business that deals with customers, your customers are going to walk in and they're going to feel really, really, really good in that environment, and they're going to see happy people. They're going to get a good feeling, and they will want to come back to you every single time. And this is a really important point to not miss out of this video, because I think it's ever so important, and I've seen this again and again and again. And another thing I like to mention, because I don't think we often think about things this way, having a happy team and a great workplace in the first place is so cost effective. I don't think business owners spend enough time thinking what this burnout culture is costing the business, what not looking after your team is actually costing you in recruitment, replacing your team, them having sick days, you having to get other people in. I work with dental practices, and there's so much being lost through things that can be easily avoided through little changes here and there, and just by listening, just by creating an environment where people love to come back to, and they don't have to take sick days and hate coming in. I remember when I used to work in dental practices myself, I remember there were some places I wanted to find anything and everything to not have to go back to those places. And that's because they really just had no understanding of, they'd never give me a break. I'd never finish on time. There was so much demand, so much pressure on me. And I just felt I was completely burning out every time, every month. I felt like I wanted to escape the place. And that's the kind of feeling being in the wrong place will give you. So if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: you do not need to earn your rest. Rest is not what you do when the work is done. It's what allows you to do the work well. And this is something I've had to learn the hard way, and I'm still learning it because I'm also ambitious. I have big goals. I have a beautiful, wonderful, but very, very busy career, and I love working hard. But now I've learned myself that if I want to sustain it, if I want to scale it, and if I want to feel really good doing it and remain from a place of passion and, be my best self whilst doing it, I have to protect my energy like it's the most valuable asset, because it is. And if this spoke to you, make sure you subscribe. And if you want help building your own rest strategy, download my CEO Recovery Toolkit below. And it's free. The link is in my description and is designed to help you build resilience, protect your energy, and help you lead powerfully. And if you did enjoy my video, please do comment below. What's one thing you're going to change this week to protect your energy like a CEO? And what kind of struggles have you come up against? I would love to hear from more professionals on this channel, because this isn't my main platform when it comes to this, but I also think this is something that's really, really important, which is why I'm kind of pivoting more into my industry a little bit more as things go on. But yeah, I would love to hear from you guys. Please don't forget, like, share, subscribe if you find this content useful. And I hope to see you all in my next video. You can also reach out to book your free discovery call if you want to work with me a little bit further. I'm currently offering 3 viewers the opportunity to work with me for free and get 3 coaching sessions with myself. So I'd love to connect with you to see how I can help you and hopefully help you create, a vision for your life that you can feel fully aligned with. And once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye bye, everyone.